Good morning. I don't know why I'm being so compelled to talk about this, because everybody's talking about it. But I really am having an issue with how people are addressing this situation with Kavanaugh and Miss Ford, Dr. Ford. The the issue I have is that I've seen a lot of life in 47 years. God has put me in situations that have just been very unique. I've seen the crap of life. I've seen the dirty side. I've seen glory. I've seen God and other people. I've seen a lot, and I know I still have a lot to see. But in my 47 years on this earth, what I know is that when we enter a situation emotionally charged to a degree where we are throwing out every bit of evidence and just going off of hearsay, we can never find the truth. When this situation started, I'm not for Kavanaugh or against him. I'm not for Dr. Ford or against her by any means. I'm looking at the situation and I've been praying for truth to prevail. Now, I don't know if it has. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it has not. So what happens in this moment is we have to take a look at it, remove all of our emotion, because it'd be very easy to get emotionally charged. And I know a lot of people out there are going to say, well, why do I need to remove emotion? Emotion is part of what drives who I am and my passion. I'm one of the most passionate people you'll ever know, and I tend to go straight to emotion. But I've learned over 47 years, you have to take and balance emotion with logic and with evidence. And I'm telling you right now, if this was in a true court of law, the case would have been thrown out. She doesn't have enough evidence. Now, do I believe something happened to her? Yeah. And my heart bleeds for this woman. I really do believe something happened. But it was a long time ago. And I don't know about you, but I sure wouldn't want someone digging up what I did in high school, only because I wasn't a horrible person, but I did some really stupid stuff that when I look back isn't who I am. We're judging this man of who he is by something he did or a decision he made a long time ago. And here's what's really messed up about it, is that we don't have any evidence to prove that he did it. We got more people coming out saying he did not do it. She has no one to collaborate her story. She doesn't... my heart breaks because I really do believe something happened. The question is, was she so intoxicated that she doesn't remember, right? She doesn't remember what happened to her? That none of that's come out. I mean, sitting on the stand, so to speak, or in front of Congress and being asked, when did you take the polygraph? Who's paying for it? So on and so forth. And she couldn't remember the day, whether it was the day of the funeral or the day after. She was just all over the place. And I don't know if it was from being distraught, but her story has changed several times, and it's like she's being coached to fine-tune it, right? And that's where she seems wishy-washy. And where my heart bleeds for is I think there's some real emotion there. But again, we don't know. I've literally been in situations as a youth leader and other situations where a female worked up tears to get what she wanted. And when the truth came out later, we were blown away that someone could go that far and do that. So the skeptic in me goes, well, she's working it up. But I don't think she was. I think there was some true hurt there. The question is, where did it really come from? I believe it was a party. I believe there was people there. I believe she remembers Kavanaugh in some capacity. But I don't believe that happened to her from him, if that makes sense. There's not enough evidence. My heart says, oh, I want to believe her. But my mind goes, there's not enough evidence. It can't happen. So that's my struggle. And here we are as a human race judging everyone on emotion instead of stepping back and going, what can be proven, what can't. Not saying he didn't maybe do it and he's getting away with it, which would be a horrible thing. But we also have to put in the context of when was it done? And what has that man done since then? Has he become a better person? Has he gone on a walk with the Lord? Has he, what has he done to become a better person? Okay? And stop being that kid that made bad decisions in high school. We want to condemn him for high school. I'm telling you, if we start digging up everything that Congress did, all those people in Congress and leaders of our world in high school, we wouldn't want them in power because we're adolescents. We're figuring out who we are and what we're about. And we're going to be stupid and make bad mistakes or bad decisions, and make mistakes. I know very few people, religious, non-religious, whatever you want to say, that didn't make a bunch of mistakes in high school. Some were really big. Some were small. Some were really regretted. A young man that was a bully, and I think he was a bully to fit in with the crowd, quite frankly, because when you look at his heart, he's a good person. And he came up to me, he bullied me, and he came up to me years later and apologized at one of our reunions. I mean, we're talking 20 years later almost. I think it was a 20-year reunion, yeah. And he says, I am so sorry, if you want to, man. And this was pre-reunion, before the reunion started, the day before. We're all hanging out at a local bar, just getting to know each other again. And he's like, just punch me, just punch me. And I think that he wanted that relief. He wanted to know that I got my retaliation. And I thought, no, that's something you did in high school. You were stupid. You were trying to fit in. You were trying to figure out who you were. So is it plausible that there was something bad going on and a few guys were doing something to this poor woman and Kavanaugh walked in on it and witnessed it? Absolutely. Is it possible that he might have partake just because of the pressures? Absolutely. But here's the thing. There's no proof. It's been too long. Her story's all over the place. And if we go strictly off of emotion, all of us want to believe her. Every single one of us, Republican, Democrat, far left, far right, radicals, whatever, we all want to believe her and say, God, please give this woman some closure, right? But I've been praying for truth to come out, and I don't know if it has. I just don't know. And I'm going to continue to pray that truth comes out because we're so emotionally charged to try to prove that our side is right that we don't care about truth anymore. Nobody does. And that's sad because if we stop caring about truth, and the limits of the law and how we are a nation of laws and governed by laws, we're doomed because if we start judging people on emotion, no one's safe in this world. And we're not ever going to care about one another to a deeper level. And we're never going to give each other grace when things go wrong or we do stupid things or make bad decisions. Now, I want to be very clear. I am not justifying that doing something to a woman is ever acceptable. I would jump in a heartbeat, and I've been known to, and I've done it. It's not acceptable if someone's messing with a woman. It's one of my hot points, and I am a pretty passive guy. I don't get upset anymore like I used to. God's gotten a hold of me and changed all that in my heart. So I'm a pretty laid-back dude, and, man, you want to fire me up, mess with a woman. But at the same token, unfortunately, this is a hearing. It requires facts. It requires, an account of things. It requires collaboration from others, or corroboration, I should say, from others. That's what it requires. And it didn't happen. So everyone that's out there emotionally charged and ticked off and want to go nuts about it, step back for a minute. Ask yourself, what did I do in high school that I truly am embarrassed about and would never, ever want anyone to know, or a mistake that you wish you could go back in time and change and give a little grace for both of them? Because something tells me that poor lady went too far, drank too much, put herself in a bad situation, and some stupid kids made really horrible, damn near evil decision to do something. The one wild card is Kavanaugh part of it? I really don't know if he was. And at this point, is it relevant moving forward to confirm him? Looking at his track record of what he's accomplished in 26 years, it's not. I know everyone wants to make it relevant, and emotionally I do too. It's just not relevant, guys. It doesn't matter. You got to look at who he's become, not who he started out in life being. Because you don't know who you are in high school. You don't know who you are until you're in your 30s half the time. You're figuring it out. Just a thought, different viewpoint. Still praying for both of them. I still think both of them have a bad mistake in their past that caused all this. It wasn't a one-sided thing. And for all you young ladies out there, don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to be by yourself with any kind of boy and you've been drinking too much, especially in high school. Come on. There's too much that can happen this day and age. There's too much crap going on. There's too many ways it can be filmed and used against you, so your career never even gets started and you never get to figure out who God designed you to be. Live above reproach, because in this day and age, it's all being documented. On top of that, these kind of horrible things can happen, and now it's hearsay. And for all the rest of you victims out there, by the way, I've been one. Full disclosure, not just in bullying, in other ways. Don't hold back. Don't suppress it. Own up to it. Let people know. Let us rally around you and care for you, so it doesn't go 36 years and now you look like you don't know what you're talking about, and you'll never get justice. All right, that's all I have to say. I say we judge people in the moment that they do their act, not 36 years later after the act has been done and the person has changed. All right, have a great day.